Over the last 6 months or so, a massive focus of mine has been to level up my masculinity. The reason being is because for the longest time, I ran away from being a man. I ran away from responsibility and discomfort. Instead of the gym, I chose video games. Instead of talking to women, I chose porn. So on and so forth, right? The modern day world, especially in Western society, a lot of men are exactly like that. They run away from what it takes to be a man, and so they stay boys forever. I don't want to be like that. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance you don't want to be like that either. And I had a lot of societal conditioning to overcome as well. Whether that be the shit that's, you know, said on the internet, especially like social media, the news, conditioning in schools, being raised by a single mother, etc. So I had a lot to overcome. And I'm still to this day overcoming these things. This is a work in progress. So me and you, we're quite alike. We want to become more masculine. We want to become men. So how do you do this? What are the 4 fronts which you need to focus on to become a strong masculine man? The first one is strong men must have a strong mind. Every decision you make comes from your brain. Think of your brain like your CPU. You've got a PC, you've got a CPU, your central processing unit. If your CPU is bad, it's weak, it's slow, then your performance is going to be diminished in every aspect. Every task you do, every task you run is going to perform at a degraded rate. And that is going to deeply inhibit you into becoming a strong masculine man. If you're broken, you don't have a chance. This is the problem which black pillars run into. If you don't know, the black pill is like a very autistic, sheltered internet community of typically men who have just given up on life and the dating market in general because they've come to accept the fact that, you know, they are too short or they're too ugly or I don't know, whatever these guys think. They've given up. They're doomers, right? They think women are very shallow, they don't have a chance, you know, they may as well just give up. These are men who have incredibly weak minds. They are broken. If you have a broken mind, you can't move forward. Strong men with strong minds are always looking for ways to move forward. Despite being dealt poor cards, they will still play the best move on the chessboard. They're always optimal and they're always looking to improve in all areas of life. That is a strong mind. A weak mind is making a bad play on a chessboard and then just giving up. A man's mind is incredibly powerful. The reason we are at the top of the food chain is because our greatest weapon is our mind. A lion might have big claws, but it does not have the intelligence that we have. And to ignore and become complacent with your mind and to no longer train it to be strong is to accept the fact that you are going to decay as a person. With a strong mind, you can cultivate wealth, friends, connections, and unique skills and talents which make you a valuable member of your tribe. So how do you get a strong mind? Firstly, I'd suggest cultivating wins, even if they're small wins. If you start to stockpile some wins into your brain, you are going to build confidence and you're going to build levels of success and you're going to reap some of the rewards from that. Small wins could literally be starting a gym membership, doing something which you usually struggle with, for example, fixing your sleep pattern. That's a really good win to have. Doing more of the right things and less of the wrong things. All of these will cultivate small wins which will make you a stronger person. Next, I would say spending time with people who have a higher vibrational state, so good vibes, and also spending time with more masculine, goal-oriented, successful people too. And with that also comes spending less time with bums, people with low vibrational states, people who are bringing you down with them. It's very important you do at least that. If you don't have people around you with good vibes, at least cut off the people in your life who have bad vibes, because the average of 5 rule will kick in and you will become more like them, and that will sincerely inhibit your chances to improve. Also, putting intent behind improving your mental health and clarity. So meditation, gratitude, spending less time doing bullshit like eating junk food, all of that jazz. And finally, consuming inspiring and educational content will help you greatly, especially if you're someone who doesn't have high high vibrational state or successful people to hang around with. Because the interesting thing about an average of 5 rule, guys, it actually works with the people whose content you consume as well. So if I'm sat in my house and I have a bunch of Discord friends, they're all bums, if I decide to cut them out and spend a lot less time with them, and instead I replace the time I spend with them watching inspirational content from people who I want to become more like, for example, Hamza, me, Jordan Peterson, Andrew Huberman, Andrew Tate, whoever you feel like you want to become more like, if you spend more time consuming that content and paying good attention to it as well, also reading books, you will become more like the people whose content you consume. Number 2, strong men must have a strong body. I'm going to sound like a dick for saying this, but if you've disconnected from the matrix, let's say, and you've disconnected from, you know, social media, all of that bullshit conditioning, all the bullshit people, they just, you know, do what the government says, you know, blah, 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 all that shit. They don't think for themselves. They're just AFK. They're NPCs, right? They consume the news. If you have disconnected from all of that and you are willing to accept basic truths, even though it might hurt your feelings, then you will know what I'm about to say to be true, okay? When I see a fat person, I automatically, consciously or subconsciously, think of them as a lesser human being. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but that's the truth. And I feel like you feel that as well, but you are just not willing to acknowledge it. You're AFK. This is human nature. This is how we have evolved. Let's take cavemen, right? You have a tribe. The fat person is not going to be a valuable member of the tribe. They're eating all of our food. They're taking up all our resources. They're not physical. What the fuck are they going to do in a fight against a saber-tooth? They're not going to do shit. They're useless. They're going to get kicked out the tribe. Let's take a fat person on a farm. What the fuck are they going to do? They've got to walk all the way across the field planting the seeds. They're not going to be able to do that, are they? They're useless. It is an innate sign that you do not care for yourself. So why the fuck would anyone else care about you? Now, of course, you know, you're going to be treated like a fucking human being. But what I'm saying is, subconsciously, if you take a fat person and a physically fit person, put them together, you're going to treat the physically fit person a lot better, with a lot more respect, because they respect themselves. You cannot be a strong man and have a weak body. You can't. Now, of course, we are living in times where physicality is a lot less important. You don't have to fight saber-toothed tigers. We're living in a very comfortable Western society where you can get away with being a fat fuck. But this does not change the evolutionary need and attraction for physically strong men. Physical presence is also really important. If you're a unit, you walk into a room, you're a unit, you look after yourself, you're going to demand respect. People are going to feel a lot more comfortable being led and influenced by you. You're going to be more attractive. And women being attracted to you is like a currency in itself. Men are every single day competing with each other for female attraction. So, how do you get a strong body? Go to the gym, lift heavy weight, eat more food, sleep more, look after and optimize your hormones as well. Testosterone for men, incredibly important for building muscle and for literally every aspect of life. If you increase your testosterone, every single aspect of your life will be better. Effort will feel more fun for you. So optimize your hormones. Number 3, strong men need a strong spirit. Now, out of the 4 aspects, I feel like this is the one which I have probably neglected the most so far. I don't quite understand what spirituality is. Meditation and gratitude are 2 spiritual activities which I do every single day. Personally, I need to do a lot more reading up on and studying of what spirituality is. This is definitely the area which I can most improve out of these 4 so far. And of course, spirituality includes religion, and religion is something which I haven't looked into much at all as well. I've always been very impartial to religion, but I'll say this much: modern media are constantly viciously attacking religion, specifically Christianity. So it's probably a good reason to look into religion, because rule of thumb, chaps, if modern media are viciously attacking something over and over and over again, it's probably a good reason to look into it. Modern media want you to be weak. So maybe I'll look into religion. I don't know. This is not a priority of mine right now personally. But spirituality, fuck yeah. You need to have a strong spirit as a man. So how do you become more spiritual? As I said, meditation is a phenomenal practice. Practicing practicing gratitude, just thinking and writing down, telling people that you're grateful for them, spending time in nature away from technology, practicing mindfulness, and finally, faith, religion. These will all level up your spirituality. Again, I need to do more research on this. Number 4, finally, strong men need to be emotionally strong. You guys know the Sigma male reels on Instagram when it's like a fucking dude in a gym and it's got some like really gay quote over it. It's got some gay little audio over it. I will win. I promise. All that shit. If you watch shit like that and you think it's cool, probably a pussy. You look at Tommy Shelby quotes, you look at Joker quotes, and you're just like, he just like me for real. You're probably a pussy as well. You're not emotionally strong. You're relating to broken men, broken characters. You had your heart broken by a 4 out of 10. Get over yourself. I personally have work to do in this area. I feel like I am well above average in my emotional maturity, but in some areas I am certainly weak. There are a few pressure points, there's a few things which I am very reactive on. And that's exactly what being an emotionally strong man is. It is not acting upon your emotions. You feel an emotion, you feel angry, you do not make decisions based on your anger. The modern world has convinced men that being emotional is good. Be emotional, guys. It's okay, guys. And again, the modern world wants you to be weak. That's why every boy, they're all pussies. But the modern world will punish you for being emotional. So don't be fucking duped. I'm not saying that you should be a walking grenade, never showing any emotion and just being Sigma male grind set. I'm not saying you should be like a cold person. What I am saying is you should not act upon your emotions and you should not publicly show your emotions. Keep that shit behind closed doors with your close brothers, your close friends, and also just for yourself. It is not a characteristic of a strong man to be emotional. You can be emotional, but do not base your actions and your decisions on your emotions. Your decisions should be based on rational thinking and reasoning. Emotions can be both amazingly creative and also amazingly destructive, so be very careful. Emotionally strong men will excel because they are basing their decisions on what is correct, what will bring them forward, rather than how they feel. That's why it's so incredibly important for you to be emotionally strong. So how do you become more emotionally strong? Practice Stoicism. Stoicism is a whole nother video topic on its own, so if you'd like me to talk about that, drop a comment. I'll make a video on Stoicism. Living life beyond your edge of comfort every single day will make you a more emotionally strong person. If you're living in discomfort, you will get used to the discomfort and it will no longer be uncomfortable for you. That will be your new home. Meditation, once again, will help with this because it will keep you in the present moment and it will allow you to think more rationally. You will not be so reactive. Not making decisions when you're emotional is an absolute must. Learn yourself and learn when you are emotional. Learn how to control your emotions. For me personally, when I start getting angry, my best plan of action is to usually remove myself from the situation which is making me angry and go for a walk. And on that walk, I can take some time to calm down and I can begin to rationally think about what's been happening. And then I can move to resolve that problem. But if I stay in the situation, I'm getting more angry and more angry and more angry, and I'm saying things which I don't even mean. That is the characteristic of someone who is weak emotionally. So learn yourself. When you start getting emotional, what is going to get you to calm down? Personally, I remove myself from the situation, take some time, chill, and then I can begin to think rationally again. I can move to resolve the problem. Those are the 4 aspects of being a strong masculine man, as written by Stefan Arnio in Hard Times Create Strong Men, which is a book I'm reading currently. Strong mind, strong body, strong spiritually, strong emotionally. Which of these 4 do you think is your weak spot? Let me know in the comments below. I've already told you I think I am weakest spiritually so far. That's something I definitely need to work on. If any of you have any suggestions for resources I can look at to learn more about spirituality, then please let me know as well in the comments. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was inspiring, insightful. If you're not already, join the Discord. It's linked in the description. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys.